What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Now we are back with Iyanla Fix My Life. This is part 2, the continuation of last week's episode. This is season 6, episode 17, Female Felons, Healing is the New Black. Alright, so we start off where we left off last time. We are sitting down with Keisha, and Keisha is telling Iyanla more information about her mother that her mother did not tell Ayalas. So we find out that the 30-year sentence that Matilda got, the reason why she's on this show, was not the only time Matilda went to jail. Matilda did 5 years for child abuse. She didn't tell that to Ayalas. 2 kids that she just omits from her life, she got those kids taken away from her. So I'm not sure why the other kids weren't taken away, just those 2, maybe. You know what? I figured it out. We're going to come back to that. You know, Iyanla asked her how is her relationship with her mom. And Keisha said that her relationship with her mom is pretty good. The only reason that it's good is because her mom is not in prison. Her mom is at home. And she does not have to worry about her being okay in jail. So it's good on that front. But as far as emotionally or, you know, communication wise, it's not the best relationship, and she's holding so much resentment towards her mom because her mom did leave her. She is one of the youngest kids. She is number 11 of the 12, so she's holding all this resentment because her mom was not there, which is understandable. Your mom is constantly gone, especially gone for so long. She missed out so many moments of your life. You kind of have a disconnection with her. So Ayalas asked her, like, what is her goal? What does she want? What type of relationship does she want with her mom? Keisha said that she has this underlying hate for her mother because her mother did leave her, and that her mother is emotionless. She doesn't show emotion. She doesn't like to, you can tell, like, she does not like to talk about situations or instances. Like, if something happened to you and you are trying to talk to her about it, you can tell she's that type of parent that shuts down, does not want to discuss it, feels like the past is the past, let's move forward. But you can't really move forward if you haven't dealt with the things in the past. So she has a problem with her mom not really acknowledging the fuck shit that she done to her kids. So Ayalas did ask her if she is willing to move forward with her mother, and if her mother is not willing to move forward, is she willing to move forward alone? And Keisha said that, yeah, she is willing to move forward alone. And sometimes, in a perfect world, we all want everybody to get along, especially in a family. But there are times when some families are just toxic, and sometimes you do have to walk away from situations. And in this situation, as far as it being right now, if Matilda isn't willing to acknowledge the hurt that she has caused her children, caused herself, the hurt that was caused upon her, if she can't move on and deal with that hurt and deal with it as of right now, she just won't have a relationship with her kids. And it's interesting that only 2 kids shown up on the show, and it's the 2 youngest kids. The other kids probably don't even have a solid relationship with their mother because of all the fuck shit. They probably remember when she was strung out on drugs or she was in and out of jail, so they probably just distanced themselves from her. But yeah, I would like her to heal this relationship, if not with all 12 kids, but with the 2. And I would really like her to have a conversation with the 2 kids that she lost. But we're going to get to that. So Ayalas goes up to Matilda's room, and she gave Matilda exercise to, you know how she has them writing on paper and stuff like that about who they are and as a woman and so on and so forth. She gave Matilda that exercise, and she came in, and Ayalas was pissed off. You could tell that she was pissed because Ayalas just found out some stuff from Keisha that Matilda never shared to her. So she said, you've been here 2 years. Not 2 years, Lord. You have been here 2 days, and we have had these conversations. We've talked, but you have been lying to me. And she gave Matilda the paper a paper of all the 12 names of her kids, and she said, do you know all those names? And she said, yeah. And she said, why didn't you tell me that you had 12 kids? Why did you tell me you had 10? And Matilda said, I told you I had 10 to 12. Who says they have 10 to 12 kids? Who says that? Even though Matilda did not say that, Matilda said she only had 10 kids when they played it back. But she said she told Ayalas she had 10 to 12 kids. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. But Iyanla was upset is because she is not, for some reason, she's not acknowledging these 2 kids. And Matilda said that the reason why she has separated herself from that situation, she severed ties with them, with the whole situation, was because she was raped. And these kids are product of rape. Now, I don't know if these kids are twins or she got raped 2 separate times. She said she got raped in her bed. So I don't really know the story behind that, and they didn't really delve into it, but Matilda really didn't want to talk about it. She said that they took those kids in 82 and she has moved on. She has severed ties. She has no connection. She don't want to talk about it. So it was like, there's so much hurt there that it was cringe-worthy to see, to even listen to her say that about her own children. And Iyanla got pissed because she was like, you can't move on from something like that. That is something that is not only traumatizing to you, but traumatizing to your kids. And she just did not want to talk about it. Alright, so Iyanla meets with Tayi to go over an exercise where she wants her to kind of relive the pain that she felt as a child. As we remember, Tayi grew up in the crack house. She didn't have any guidance. Her mother was on drugs, so she didn't know how to be, basically. She didn't know how to be. And Iyanla wanted her to close her eyes, and she kept dropping this, I call it a dog chain, this really thick chain. She kept dropping it on the floor, and then she put it around her neck. What she put it on with force? I was like, I hope this is a prop chain, because Iyanla like draped that shit around that girl's neck, and she's about this big. So I'm like, okay, that's probably a little too heavy for her. But she took her back to a place where all she wanted was help. And as a young child in that situation, there was nobody there to help her. And her voice was so small that nobody paid attention to it. So all she was doing was crying out for help, and nobody was there to help her. So I think it really helped her understand that a lot of the things that she experienced as a child is still embedded with her, because she, if you notice, and I noticed this, out of all 3 women, she's the most quietest one. She doesn't really talk a lot. She will say something here and there, but she's a type that she just doesn't say much. And I think a lot of that stems from her being, from when she was a kid, because, growing up in that kind of environment, you don't have a voice. Nobody pays attention to you. You basically have to take care of yourself. And she just probably was just that type of kid that just didn't say much because of all the things she's seen and just the places she's been in her mind when it came to this trap house that she lived in. So I hope the exercise helped her as much as it possibly can. Alright, so Iyanla sits with Nicole, and Nicole is Matilda's youngest child. And you can see a lot of, I'm observant, and I look at people and I look at their mannerisms and I look at how they move. And Nicole has a lot of underlying issues within herself. Nicole said her mom went to jail when she was 6 years old. So Nicole never had a relationship with her mom. Her mom wasn't there for the most important times in her life. And at 15 years old, she got pregnant. The same way her mom got pregnant at 15, Nicole got pregnant at 15. And she said that she didn't know, because she didn't have a mother, she didn't know how to be a mother. And it caused a lot of stress on her. Nicole says she doesn't really understand why her mother had to leave her kids. And she feels like if her mom stayed, her life would have been better. And that is, like Iyanla said, that isn't necessarily true. Your mom was on drugs. Your mom was selling drugs. Your mom was doing all these things. If your mom never got caught, your life probably, in my opinion, her life could have been worse. So you can't really say that your life would have been better or your life would have been worse. You don't know. But this is the path that Matilda's life had to take, and in turn your life had to take. So, Iyanla told her, there's a pattern within her family, and at some point it has to be broken. And if, like she said the same thing to Nicoles as she did to Keisha, you have to, if your mom isn't willing to meet you where you are you willing to walk away from this situation, knowing that you just don't have a relationship with your mother? And she also said, yeah, she is willing to walk away if it's not conducive to her life. And to me, I feel like it's harder for daughters to walk away from their moms, because I think the whole woman thing is harder. In my opinion, it's much harder. So even if they said they were willing to walk away, most daughters can't walk away from their moms. This kind of killed me. But Iyanla said that, as a daughter, she had to realize who her mother was. And she said her mother, Iyanla's mother, was a drunken hoe. That's what she said. She said drunken hoe. I was like, I can't call my mom no hoe, but that's just me. But Iyanla said that her mom, she's not going to say, oh, my mom had a drinking problem. She said my mom was a drunken hoe, and she would have sex with this man, this married man, in his mama's house while his wife lived down the street. Her mom was just a mess. So she said she had to sit in there and realize who her mother was. Because at the end of the day, we look at our parents like they're above, but they're still human beings, and they're still people with flaws and past and shit like that. So you kind of have to look at your mom. She is fucked up, and you have to acknowledge that your mother is fucked up. So Nicole was talking about, when she got pregnant. She got pregnant at 15, and she went into a depression. She had postpartum. She wanted to die. She wanted to kill herself and her baby. And it was, excuse me, it was so heartbreaking for Keisha to say she saw her sister. She had a sock and a can, and she was hitting herself in the stomach to kill the baby. And she said she was so scared because she thought her sister was going crazy. And Iyanla said, yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. The girl, y'all, that really bothered me, because the amount of, oh God, and I don't want to cry on camera, but the amount of torment that child has to have dealt with internally, especially dealing with postpartum. You're dealing with, well, can you get postpartum before the baby's born? I don't know, but she was dealing with depression, and to deal with all of that, and you don't want to be here anymore. You don't want this baby here, and you are doing things to end your life, end the baby's life, is just, y'all, I feel for that child. And you could tell she's still struggling. I feel for that baby so much. Iyanla told them to stop participating in Matilda's lives, because Matilda lives in this world where she created herself, where she only had 10 kids. She went to jail to protect her sons, so she's giving herself the hero complex. So she's not telling the truth, and the daughters are not calling her out for what it is and calling her out of her bullshit. So they are participating in her lives. And Thais said that, her kids, she realized that I don't think she realized, and she was a young mom too, but she didn't realize how much her kids understood and knew what was going on. When she had to turn herself in, she said her kids woke up before her, and they were on her bed, and they were bawling because they knew that they wouldn't see their mom again. And she didn't realize, I think she was more focused on how she was feeling, and didn't realize that how her kids were feeling, because they were so, as children, they were so used to protecting her feelings and not really expressing what was going on with them. It is so sad that you have to put such a heavy burden on a child that young. It is so sad. And you can tell that she realized that she has done wrong by her kids. Matilda, I don't think she realized how wrong she has done, but you can tell that Tai is realizing that she was not the best example and the best parent to her kids. So Nicole says she needs healing because Nicole is stuck at 6 years old. And this is where a lot of people, adults, are stunted. They are stunted with certain situations at certain ages, and she's stuck at 6 years old because that is when her mom went to prison. She said that she was angry that her mom wasn't there, and Matilda started getting in the defensive, and she said that, she had to do what she had to do to take care of her kids, and if she had to do it all over again, she would, and she did it because she thought she could get away with it, just like other people got away with it. And Iyanla said, you are making this excuse that you committed a crime to take care of these kids as if you are doing something to save these children. You laid down and had 12 kids. That was your choice. You had all these kids knowing that you couldn't take care of them. And not even the whole 12. If she did get raped and she had 2 kids by that, okay. The 10 kids. You laid there, had 10 kids all by yourself. And now you're using the fact that this drug shit was a means to take care of them as if you are saving their life and giving them food to eat because you just had to do what you had to do. You didn't have to have 10 kids. You didn't. Especially you had these 10 kids by yourself. You didn't have to do that. And I don't understand how women, and this reminds me of the young lady first episode of this season when her mom had all her kids. You keep having kids with these men and these men never show up. So you continuously get pregnant by a different man, I guess thinking that one of them is going to stick. I don't really understand that. But you have all these kids by these different people and then you're upset that you can't feed them. Iyanla made the comment that Matilda is looking at someone's pain as an attack on her. She is not dealing with her own internal pain. So when somebody puts their pain on her, she feels like she's being attacked by their pain. She has to deal with her own shit before she can deal with anybody else's. Nicole said that she wants forgiveness for her 6-year-old self, and Matilda got upset. She basically got in the defense that, I can't do that, and we can just move forward and deal with right now, and I'm sorry for all of that, but we can just move forward. And they're trying to explain to her she is stuck at 6 years old. Even Brandy told her she is stuck at 6. You can't go back now and heal her 6-year-old self. You can't do that. But you have to acknowledge that her 6-year-old self is hurt, and eventually you can work with her she can work on forgiveness of you and you can work on forgiveness of yourself, and eventually that 6-year-old will be at least somewhat settled and somewhat healed. But Matilda was like, she's not going to say that she's given up on her daughters and she won't forgive herself, and you have to acknowledge that you cannot be the mother her 6-year-old self needs. Look out all in her feelings, and she said that she's not going to tell her daughters that she can't be the mother that they need. You cannot go back in time and correct the things that happened when she was 6. You can't do that. So you have to tell her that you cannot be the mother her 6-year-old self needs. But you have to work on yourself first before you can even be the mother that she needs now. Matilda got all in her feelings, and I don't know if she just didn't understand or it was worded wrong to her, but she just got all in her feelings about it when the shit made sense to me. But she just didn't see it that way because she's in defense mode. She has to be in defense mode. Okay, Ayalas told Matilda to look at her daughter and tell her that you neglected her and you were irresponsible and she suffered because of that, and you want her to forgive you. And she did that. Nicole came over and gave her a hug. So the next person that came in was Keisha, and Keisha sat on the stand and she said that she is mad at her mom because once her mom went to prison, she had nobody. She said her mom was her best friend, and when she left, she felt abandoned. And that was when Matilda broke down. Matilda broke down. And I think this is the first time we've actually seen her allow her emotions to come out. She broke all the way down, and she told her daughter the same thing that she told Nicole. Like, I can't fix what happened back then. I was irresponsible. I was neglectful of you. You suffer because of it. Please forgive me. She told Keisha that what Keisha needs, she doesn't have to give right now. So Keisha accepted that. She went over. She kissed her mom. Iyanla told Matilda, you shouldn't feel guilty about telling the truth about your situation, about telling the truth about yourself and your past. So Matilda realizes that Iyanla was not against her. And Iyanla said, I told you were going to hate me. I told you would be mad at me. But I am here fighting for you. So it ended like that. Everybody hugged. I really would like to see updates of these people. I think that Matilda needs extensive therapy when it comes to her, when it comes to her kids. I think that she needs therapy with her kids, because she obviously does not have any type of relationship or any type of connection with these kids from what I'm gathering. She needs extensive therapy. Especially with those two kids that were products of rape. She needs help. And I hope that they don't just go on this show and say, okay, we've been healed, so let's move from there. They need to get extensive help, because Iyanla just gives you the tools. She doesn't fix you. She gives you the tools to fix yourself. And fixing yourself does require getting professional help as well. So I hope she gets the help. But the update said that she is working with her daughters to heal and to get that family ties that they need. Brandy is also using her tools and learning how to heal. And Tayi is doing the same thing, and she opened a nonprofit organization. That was episode 17, y'all. It was a heavy one. It was a heavy one, but it was a good one. So next episode is Cynthia Bailey and her sister Mallory. Look, I could have already told you guys that they were going to end up on Iyanla, because you could tell Mallory has always been somewhat jealous of Cynthia. So we're going to see, there's going to be a sisterly rift coming up here, but we're going to see what's going on. But stay tuned for next episode of Iyanla Fix My Life. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Y'all like to be judgmental of this woman, but I've been following Iyanla since I was 18 years old. I am 38. Alright? Iyanla has helped me in certain ways as well. So I believe in her methods. The show does sensationalize a lot of stuff, but I think deep down in the core, Iyanla really wants to help people. And but you can only do it within the hour block. Just let me know what you thought about the episode. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to click the little like button to like this video. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.